Hi, Steffi from The Makers, this time with sound. I wanted to, obviously I will say it all again what I've just said, mute, but you can make 2 cats from our Craft for Cats kit here, and I will be demoing on today on how to make one. Now this kit was a kit for raising funds for Craft for Cats, which is run by Cats Protection last year, and it was a very successful project, so we thought let's bring it to you through the Makers as well. Right, let's have a quick look what our giveaway question is. So remember, you enter into a draw at the end of the month, and then you can win yourself a £15 gift voucher. This is here on YouTube live today on the 27th of September 2022, and it will also be valid on Thursday the 29th of September at 7 p.m. over on Facebook. If you're watching this live on Facebook, you can now give us stars because you like what we do and you want to say thank you. On YouTube, you should be able to tell us thank you too by clicking something. I don't know. Let me know how you're doing this, and then I can talk more about it. As I'm always on the wrong side of everything, I have actually no idea what you're meant to be doing. Okay, so today's prize is a chance to win a £15 gift voucher, and what we want to know from you is, what do you love or hate about cats? What is it that you love or hate about cats? And I think I'm probably okay to say that even people who are total cat lovers, there will be something that they hate about them too. And maybe if you're somebody who's like, no, I don't like cats, maybe you find something nice that you love. After all, if all the other bits were there, you'd have a cat. Tell us what you love or hate or hate about cats. So I'm hoping that you can actually all hear me, because I've had no feedback to the contrary from Alicia, who's of course here today with us. And what I've got to do is today I'm trying to look at the comments from a different screen, and I'm just going to say hello to some of the people who are here today. Quite a few of you already. So we've got Gina here, but she says she can't join, but she will catch up on Thursday. Karen is there. Hi, Karen. Jennifer, Ashley, Rachel, Heather Tracy, in fact. Sam is there. Hello, Sam. Hello, everybody. Vampire Venom, of course. Susan Foster. Hello, Susan. Getting prepared for the hurricane to hit. Oh no, Mother Nature can be so scary. Ugh. Fingers crossed for us all. Good wishes and prayers gratefully appreciated. See you next week. Oh my goodness, Susan, we really hope that you come away unscathed. Keeping our fingers crossed for you. Okay, so we see you next week. That's what we need to say. Melanie is there. Hello. Carol. Hello, Carol. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm sure I haven't. Mind you, I wasn't there last week because we had a replay. Hi, Steffi, Alicia, and all of my fluffy felty friends. I'm watching while looking after the gallery shop in a cool, rainy Boyle today. Oh dear, yes. Talk about cool and rainy. Here too. Here too. First day we had the heating on yesterday. Paula is there. Lorna is there. Julia. Hello, everyone. Has it started? I still have the 5 cute cats image on my screen. It has started. Can you see me now? Hopefully it's all good. Tina is there. Hello, Tina. Pamela. All the way from the US as well. Marion is there. Hello, Marion. Dry at the moment in Portadue. Is that how you say it? Portador? I don't know actually. Rose is there. Hello, Rose. Okay, so there's lots of people saying there's no sound. We've overcome that problem. You're just lagging behind a little bit. Michael is there. Okay. Oh, Lorna is in her local cafe enjoying tea and cheese toast. I like it. Oh, I see. So you press the thumbs up button. Is that more than what you normally do to like this page? No idea. Oh gosh. Okay, we're into the we're into the cat cats now. I didn't know what Julia was talking about then. She hates their smelly poo, but she loves their cuddles. I thought, what have I missed? Super sticker on super chat. Click the US dollar sign to tell us thank you. That's what you meant to be doing. Erica is there. Hello. Olga is there. I love that my cats are independent but still love being stroked. I hate it if they manage to catch a bird. Oh, you see, I knew this is with cats. It's a love. It's sometimes it's mainly love, but there are also bits that you don't like about them. Well, our cat, just talk about our cat for a minute. My son has gone off to university. His cat is now looking very forlorn and lost. Most of the time he looks very grumpy. He made it so in the summer he lives downstairs because he has easy access to the outside. And in the winter he usually comes upstairs when it gets cold, but he hasn't managed to come upstairs. He's been halfway up the stairs meowing, and I said, "Come on, Georgie, come on upstairs then." But he hasn't made that big leap yet, and but he's definitely grumpy because he sleeps on my son's bed all day, and we can't. That's it basically. He is missing him. I think that's fair to say. He's also wrecked a lot of carton boxes of deliveries that have come through the door. So what if they're standing around, he shreds them to pieces. He helps us unpack them. Quite a funny thing. Anyway, let's have a look at these cats a little bit closer up. So they're quite a simple design. They were used as baubles, so maybe this is giving you ideas. So you can actually put a little ribbon or a bit of thread through there, and you can hang them up. They're quite compact, so they're quite baubly in that way. And of course, there's a grey design, a tabby cat. We've got a ginger cat. Let's slide them down so you can see them better. A ginger cat, a black and white cat. You can also make a black or a white cat. And a tortie cat, which she's just nicely put up here. They both are actually. I'll take this one off for a minute. And a tortie. So these are the 5 designs that you can make. 2 of these you have to choose which design you want to make so that you can make your 2 cats. And of course you can model them on your own cat, and I think that is probably the most attractive part about all of this. And then all you need is our craft your own cat kit. And in there you will get the full color step-by-step instructions. If I can open this string up, see if I can take it off that way. There we go. So you, our boxes have got an eco sign. They are actually fully compostable. The carton box. There's nothing in there really that's offensive in terms of the environment. We print on eco paper as well. There's the cut instructions are in there. You get a nice big wad of lanolin rich core wool, super soft. Your felting mats, and then you've got a choice of eye colors here, and then the choice of colors here to make the cat in the color that you want to make her or him. So there's also tools in there, and there's a pipe cleaner. So I'm going to take, in fact there are 2 pipe cleaners because it makes 2 cuts. I'm going to take one out, and I'm going to split that lanolin rich core wool in half because I only need half. I'm only making 1 cut today. So put the rest back in, and I'll keep the rest at the ready just in case. I haven't decided yet what cut to make. Maybe you can make me a suggestion. No exotic things, please. Maybe a ginger, a tortie, or a black, white, grey, or tabby cat. All of those are on the table. So let's have a look what we start with. I know already what we start with, but I just want to make sure that I'm going in the right direction with all of this. So you take your pipe cleaner, one of them, we only need 1 per cut, and tease off a bit of this lanolin rich core wool. Now you can tease wool off in the direction that the fibers run, and that makes more sense to do that than just taking little wisps off that are not sort of together. And then you start wrapping this pipe cleaner, but you don't go all the way to the end because you want to keep a little bit here exposed, because this is going to be joined together to the other end. Now wrap it flat like a ribbon. That's how you wrap wire, pipe cleaner, and just always fold the wool over as if it's, imagine you're wrapping a ribbon, and then pull tight. That's the way to do it. But if you've got the hang of this, you might also be able to speed up your work by using the pipe cleaner and twisting it and allowing the wool to slip through your fingers as you're twisting the pipe cleaner. It's a natural progression that most people would actually do without thinking, but if you hadn't thought of it, then here it is. You can do it 100%. Right, so I'm getting to the end of my strand. I make sure that the end of the strand is nicely tucked into the pipe cleaner so it doesn't unwind itself. Then I take another bit of wool, and the important thing now is that you start the way that you, so whilst you want to start here, you start in the same direction as you started out, so that you wrap the wool in the same direction onto the pipe cleaner as you did before. Craft for Cats has been established last year. Actually, we kicked it off with the Cats Protection, and it's a way of raising funds for much needed little kittens, homeless cats. They do all kinds of things. They obviously rescue cats of all descriptions, in all kinds of manners, and we are looking forward to working with them again in November. You can't buy the new kit yet, which is going to be a cat angel, but you can as of middle of October, and we will certainly tell you when the time comes and you can actually do this. However, what I want to say in the meantime is we have got another very worthy, much smaller charity that we are supporting. Just because it's a small charity, just because it's a very specific cause that they're supporting, or well, basically that they're helping to raise awareness of, and that is the British Liver Trust. And it was through Natasha, one of our customers, that we actually got in touch, or she put us in touch with each other. And you might remember that we did a teddy bear, I think it was it at the beginning of this year or last year? I can't even remember. Anyway, we did a teddy bear project with them, and their sort of slogan is craft a bear if you care. And so we've done another bear. I've designed another bear, which is a bear bauble. And I'm just going to show you some of the details there so that you know that you can support them by going onto their website. Hopefully Alicia is sharing this. But it is the britishlivertrust.org.uk, and there you can choose between two bears. One is a Sheila bear and one is the Sherlock bear, and it's based on the two founders of the British Liver Trust. So the green one is the Sherlock, the red one is the Sheila bear, and you get everything in the kit to make either a green or a red bear. So you have to choose between which one you want to make. However, you do get the materials in there to either give them a hat or a scarf, and of course you can make their glasses as well. And they are baubles, so you will get a ribbon to hang them up as well. And I will be doing the live stream on the 20th of October at 6:30 British Summer Time. So if you want to support another good cause and end up with a fun little bauble to hang on your Christmas tree, or maybe to gift, then please support that charity as much as you would support any other, and we thank you from our hearts. Right, I've got a wrapped pipe cleaner here now, so I want to show you what you're going to do next with this. So I'm going to close this up into a loop now by twisting these two ends together so that they are now joined, and it makes a loop. And now I'm going to just take a little bit of wool and wrap this around the joint so that the pipe cleaners are, and the whole pipe cleaner loop is now covered with wool. And it's a bit more tricky when you have to go in and out of the ring. There. Pull it tight, and I'm actually going over it again. It's good to make that secure. This is, however, you have to remember where it is, because that will be at the base of the cat. So that's going to be at the bottom of the cat. Right, here we go. So now you need to bend the shape into the shape of the cat. And for this, on our instructions, you might not have even spotted it, but there is a template right at the front here. And this is what you're aiming for. So you're gonna dip this in, and then you make the ears pointy and give that shape. It needs to fit inside the template, so as long as it's, I haven't wasted any pipe cleaner, so the template is a little bit on the large side, but as long as it fits inside, you are ready to roll to do the next step. Right, so the next step being, there's that page one there. No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. Okay, right. So now you've got to make a shape that fits inside this this template, so to speak. And for this, you are going to take you take about 1/4 of your cream wool, bearing in mind that I have already split this in half because I'm making only one cat. So in fact, this is about 1/4. I can split that into, yes, that's about 1/4. And from that 1/4, I'm now going to flatten this out, and I'll roll this into a ball shape. Oh no. Now take about 1/4 of your cream and also reserve this for, oh, okay. That's not what I'm using. I'm using the larger part. Sorry, I have designed this kit, but do I ever remember anything? Right. This is, I thought it was a bit small. This is what I'm rolling into a ball shape from one end to the other, nice and tight. If I get to the end of these fibers, I'm going to give them a little bit of a tuck because I want them to fit several times around this shape to make a nice, neat shape, and I can close it up with really thin wispy fibers here. And now I'm going to use my felting needle, and I'm going to stab into these wispy fibers. The lanolin ridge is very, very obliging. It sort of stays together even without much stabbing, so it's a really good wool for beginner needle felters. Right, so now I've got a shape here that eventually will have to fit inside here. So I've got to do a little bit of work by squishing it and felting it down a little bit, but it's not too much work required. I'm going to use a little our little earth-friendly felting mat, and I'm going to stab this shape all over a little bit to tuck in the fibers. I have actually just been away at a craft show. It was the Creative Craft Show in Exeter at West Point, which was very, very nice actually. It was a nice steady flow of people, not too crazy, not too quiet. And it was nice to see a bit of normality return after the last few years. And I would say that we've sort of probably got the closest we could possibly get to 2019. And that's nice. Nice that there is such a thing still around as something, you know, comparing it to a year where things were pretty ticking along nicely and pretty normal. Right, so I'm just tucking in these wispy fibers that are still sticking out around the edges, and I'm reducing this shape in size a little bit to make it fit inside that frame. Okay, I'm off tomorrow to go to the Crafter Show at Shepton Mallet, which is the Royal Bath and West Showground. So if any of you are coming to join, that would be amazing. But of course, you can't all come to a show because I'm there, especially if you're far away. Makes no sense whatsoever. Right. And I'll consider that as done. Nice firm ball here that I can now fit inside that shape. That looks a bit better now, better fit. And that is taking us to the next page. So you take the remaining reserved core wool and split it into 3 equal parts to use as follows. So we need to cover the wire loop, we need to make the snout and lip, and we need to make the paws. So I'm going to split this into 3 equal parts. I'm actually going to do it this way this time, teasing it in sort of in this fashion. That's good enough for 3 equal parts. And I'm going to take one portion and tear some of that off, and then I'm going to cover this, lay it on the side of your cat, and I'm going to cover the pipe cleaner now. Remember that there's a lot of color going on top because I'm making a colored cat, but at the moment I'm just literally making that covered pipe cleaner disappear into the shape. Stab into it. You have to be careful not to stab into the wire because that can easily break your needle. So stay away from the wire. There we go. And now I've got to continue doing this. Continue adding wads of wool until the wrap pipe cleaner is invisible and integrated into the main shape. So I need to do that here at the bottom as well. The nice thing about this is you've got that pipe cleaner frame, and if ever your shape goes a little bit wonky, you can just use that pipe cleaner to put it straight again. And I think that's again another really good thing, especially if you're a beginner needle felter, and sometimes the shapes can have an idea of their own. So you can put them back into order again. Yeah. It's a bit thin here on that side. Add a bit more. So the pipe, all of this shape will receive the final color of the wool as well. So this is just preparing it, and I'm not too worried about sort of any lumps and bumps and unsightfulness. That will all take care of itself later when we add the main color over the top. As in, you just cover it all up and it won't be visible. And you're also going to just add a bit the ears. Lay this over the top of the ear like that, and then you felt into the main shape first, and then you can felt into the ear as well. So that's taking care of the ear. There is no hole there anymore now. They're covered up until they get the final color put on top. Sorry, I'm disappearing from the screen. Do that on the other side as well. Now, if you are adding a ribbon into this, you could have done that already before you covered the pipe cleaner up. But that is just in case you're making a bauble. So this is strictly speaking not a bauble kit. It was when we did it for the cat's protection, but now it's just a cat, a sitting cat, fat round cat. There. That's it. So you have the wire around the cat. You can also use your hands to adjust the overall shape. This will be helpful as you will now have to decide which side will be the front of your cat. If one side is more rounded, use this for the back. Well, to be honest, they're pretty much the same, but I think I'm going to use that for the front and that for the back. So I'm going to just put this to one side because I'm going to make the snout and lip. Take about 3/4 of your second core wool. So if that was one quarter, this would be 3/4. And roll into a sausage shape of about 3 to 3.5 centimeter by 1.5 by 2 centimeter. This will become your cat's snout. Felt the rolled up shape, closed and still maintaining the measurements given above. So this is very similar to the shape we made earlier, but we want it to be more sausage shape. Close it up, and that's going to be part of the snout. I like that word, snout. Don't know why. I think it's a good word. Snout. Okay. I know where it comes from. So now I've got a little sausage shape here, and that gets positioned. Which one? That one here. That gets positioned the felt sausage onto the face of the cat, which is about 2 to 3 centimeters down from the top of the head between the ears. So I would say it goes here. And I'm just going to felt this down now by stabbing into the edge of that new sausage shape that I've made, and I'm stabbing straight into the main shape. So I'm tucking the wispy ends of the sausage shape into the main shape, and therefore securing it, fastening it on. That's it. So now I've got a bit of a thing sticking out here like that, but that's exactly how it's meant to be. And then you actually with your needle stab it up, ensuring to keep the pinch of wool. Where's the second bit? Felt the hold up shape. Sorry, I think I've missed a bit. Do this all the way around, ensuring to keep a pinch of wool aside to cover the face, and now make a much smaller sausage. Okay, so we are keeping a pinch aside, which will become the cat's bottom lip. Attach this in the same way as the snout. Okay, so I'm got to take a little bit off. Well, I've got quite a lot of wool left over from that other one, so I'm going to make that snout from this bit of wool. I think you will have plenty of wool in your kit to make the cat. So if you have to take a little bit from the other batch, it's fine too, because there's a lot left to make paws and a tail. So that's not a problem. So I'm making a smaller sausage now to become the bottom lip. Felt that down. This is always when you have to watch your fingers, because when you work with something small like this, it can easily nip your fingers, that needle. Now you're going to do the same what you did with a larger shape, attaching it to the cat's face, putting it on, and so now you've got a larger top part here and a smaller bottom part. And I'm going to take a little bit of this wool off here, because I need to overlay this with a strand of wool to just double securing it. So I'm stuck that in here. So I'm adding this sheet over the two shapes that I've just attached, so that I can attach them even further, but also so they look a little bit more like they're part of the whole shape rather than just being attached. But I am maintaining that gap here between, which is basically the mouth, to maintain that. So I just felt that on now. And then we go on, but I will just check in how everybody's doing as well. So this is how far I've got now. I've got a white naked cat here with no eyes at the moment, like that. It's quite a good size, so it fits into my hand quite well. And let's just have a look what's happening here on the chat. Might have to read from the bottom up. Oh, Marian says she's been a cat's protection fosterer in the past, but unfortunately I don't have a cat at the moment. Oh well, there's always time. Diane says, I've had 7 cats over the years, and all with their own personality. Just love cats. Of course they all have. It's like with dogs, they have different personalities, but cats are kind of easier to design, because there's not such a variety. I mean, there is lots of variety, but they're all generally speaking about the same size and shape, with a bit, with a few variations. But when you think of dogs, you can have tiny little dogs and huge dogs. You can have them different ears, different tails, different shaped body, different shaped head, everything's different. So with the cats, it's much easier to actually make a cat where you can make your own cat as well. Jane's had 3 cats over the years. First cat was 21 when we lost her. Our present cat is 13, but like a kitten. Long fur, ginger and white. He's very handsome and knows it. Of course, they always know that they're. Catherine says, I love my 2 girls and how they are always come running when I walk in the house. I don't like how they like to wake me up at 2 a.m. wanting treats. Oh no, you have definitely spoiled them. I ignore my cats when they want treats because I think if I do it once, they'll ask me every time. Oh, hi Joey. I am a proud cat lady. Excellent. Gemma says, I miss my baby Kitty. He acted like a dog sometimes because he spent time with our Jack Russell. Oh, so many nice comments. I'm actually, believe it or not, when I'm going to the knitting and stitching show, I've just agreed in the Airbnb that I'm booking to cat sit. See, even when I'm away working, I'm looking after cats. Catherine says, coming in late today as she was busy at work, but hi everyone. Hi Catherine. Jane says, my Facebook page has gone strange on me and I've lost a lot of my friends and links, so please forgive me if I'm not responding. Oh, bless you. Have you been hacked? That's not good. Paula. Hello, Paula. Getting a cat to stay still is impossible. I find no hope for me keeping warm with a cat. Oh, our cat is definitely, once he's on your lap and you move, he throws you these dagger looks like, don't move. I am here now. You're disturbing my rest. I love the way cats make me feel. Most of them are so loving, trusting and loyal, but can be quite independent, says Marian. Oh, God, by Petal. Our house is by Petal. Both cats and dogs. So do we. We've also got cats and dogs. One of our cats chased the Jack Russell around the block. Oh yes, the cats always win. There's no doubt. Like both cats and dogs, only had a dog in the past, but one of my daughters has cats and they are very cute and independent. I think I like that independence. We've got dogs and they're very needy, but then that's nice too as well. If you know you're needed, that's nice, isn't it? As well. Oh, some strokes her cat and instantly relaxes. Remember, guys, to give us the thumbs up. You can now do something else by thanking us. I want to say that it's a way of showing your gratitude towards what we're doing here, but it's entirely voluntary. The thumbs up are always good for us, so yes, please do that. What else can I tell you? So we have got coming up the next live streams. Next up is the subscription box reveal on Monday the 3rd of October. Yes, it is a Monday. We have 2 live streams in a row, Monday and Tuesday. I had planned to have this sub box reveal done much sooner, as in this Friday, but I have run out of time, so it has to be on Monday now, the 3rd of October at 1 o'clock. So don't get confused if suddenly you see me 2 days in a row. And then on Tuesday we're going to do the little curled up dog, which is also part of our cat and dog kit. So if you want to make a cat and a dog, you can actually get that little kit. It's a sweet little kit, makes 4 animals, 2 cats, 2 dogs, or maybe you can make 4 dogs, 4 cats, you choose. And then one of my favorites is coming up on the 11th of October, which is one that where you use the outdoors and you need the outdoors to make your acorn children. You need a little acorn cup. You can find them right now. They're on the ground, so definitely around. And then watch out in our newsletter in the newsletter in October, there's a tutorial on how to make beech nut children too. So you could make acorn children and then beech nut children as well. So that's all coming up. I will just say, because you probably want to know what's happening with the sub boxes, because they are not far away now. The sub boxes for October is the reindeer. I will show you him in his full glory on Monday. Then there's the Star Fairy. I have actually got her here. I might just grab her in a minute. And then the surprise box is called Fiber Frolic. And I'm telling you now, you will be frolicking. It is a fantastic box. It's going to be, we wanted a box that would be not autumnal and not wintry, because that's the same every year. This one is really breaking the expectations, hopefully. Right, so I'm going to go back to doing the instructions. I'm just going to have a quick drink of tea, so you might just hear me gulp. It's the time where you get the peppermint tea back out, and oh yes, I do spoil myself, don't I? Right, here we go. Now we're going to make the eyes. For the eyes, I have got a choice of eye colors, and they consist of these 3 colors, but I could also use umber because there's lots of cats with umber eyes. Now I haven't decided yet what cat I'm making, so that might be a good idea to do this now. What have I not got many of? Oh, I might do a ginger tabby, a ginger cat tabby. So I'm going to give her or him a mix of this shimmer yellow and a little bit of that fox rust brown here. I'm going to mix these colors together like that, and I'm going to felt 2 little areas just here flat down for an eye. I've got to make that patch definitely bigger than the actual glue-in eye, which it is. And then I've got to repeat that on that side here. I'm actually trying to make it sort of a little bit almondy shape. Yeah. That's that. And now I'm going to add the eyes straight into it. It's we're doing that right at the beginning so they have chance to dry. And the eyes are also in my kit here. These are our glue-in eyes. We absolutely love them. I use them all the time. Saves you having to needle felt the eyes and put a reflection spot in it, because the little black glass pin or the little glass bead on top of the pin does that for you. So get a set of eyes, put the second set away for another cut another time, and now I'm going to make a hole in the cat's eye. You can use an awl for this. This is only I'm just using a felting needle. I'm going to go in there. Can you see that hole? Can you see it? And fit the eye in there. There. And then the other side. Bit of a jiggle. Eye in. Both eyes are in. Got a little cat looking at me here already. And then to secure the eyes, you just need, oh dear, that looks very clogged up, that glue. Should have checked that beforehand. Apologies. I will just clean it up a bit. So there's glue coming out. Oh yes, there's plenty of glue coming out. Okay, it's very willing. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue behind the eye without the pin coming out. So you can, this glue is literally waiting to come out. So I've just put that behind the eye. The pin is staying in, and now I'll let that dry. I've overspilled a little bit, but the glue does dry completely clear, and it's the glue that I'm using is the Stick It glue stick. We glue pen. We do sell these in our shop as well. Absolutely love these. So that's something to remember. So got a little. The cat looks a bit mournful, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, what are we doing next? So I've got to make some more shapes. So I'm leaving this to dry now. So you need a paws and tail. So I've got to tease off some wool for the paws there. And then I use the rest for the tail. And the paws are just sort of miniature versions of the of the little sausage shape that you've done earlier. So I'm just going to do 2 of those. There's one. Definitely watch your fingers. Now you can have finger protectors. I've also seen people hold their work with another needle and then stab into it. So that is possible too. If that at all helps you to stop yourself from stabbing yourself, then try it out. I don't tend to do it, but this is definitely something that has been told. I've been told that is something that people do. So if that helps, do it. If it saves your fingers, do it. And then so roll up the second one for another paw. The wool is very much the same color as my felting mat. Should really maybe cover it up so you can see what I'm actually doing. There you go. This is just so you can see the different shapes that I'm creating here now. Okay. I can't wait for you to see the reindeer. It is quite an astounding thing. I think the reindeer and the festive tomte would be like a perfect sort of combination to have as a Scandi Christmas decoration. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the festive tomte, I haven't got them with me because they're ready in the box, ready to go to a show tomorrow. But we are going to do a festive tomte Zoom workshop, so you can actually buy a Zoom session with us. It's over 2 days. So it's the 24th of October from 6:30 until 8:30, 2 hours, and then Friday the 28th from 6:30 until 8:30, and we will be making one of those together. They're about as tall as a ruler, so about 12 inches tall, or 30 centimeters if you work in centimeters, and they are so much fun. They're fully posable. You can have them slide down your banister, or hang out in the woods, literally do all kinds of mischievous things. I've had a little play with them, but I definitely want to do some more. Right, paws need to be attached to the cat in very much the same way as everything else has been attached. So you stab into the paw, the edge of it, and all around it to secure it. And with this one, we're not overlaying it with wool because there will definitely be other colors going onto it. And then the second one, go next to it. So now I've got a cat that's tailless at the moment, but it has got all the other bits that it needs. It's got its paws, it's got its big nose. You can make that a lot smaller if you want to. I have been very generous with that size nose. If you look at some of the other cats like this one here, it's got a much smaller nose, so you don't have to make them as big as I have done. And now we're going to make the tail as the final bit of this section of the instructions. And you're using a particular trick where you use your felting needle. So we've used it for felting, we've used it instead of an awl, and now we use it as a stick to wind the wool around. Now you can do this with the lanolin ridge quite easily because it's so it sticks to itself so much, so great. So you're basically wrapping the needle up in wool. When you get towards the tip of the needle, be careful not to pull it too tight because you don't want the needle to break. So you're going over this with lots and lots of thin wraps. It's always better to do lots of thin wraps all the way to the other end. Just keep teasing the wool a little bit so that you get lots and lots of wraps on there. Ow, I poked myself. That's also something that you shouldn't do. And then when you get to the very end, let it sort of melt into the wool. And then all you've got to do is take your needle out, and you've got a ready-made tail, which you can just give a few stabs to secure. but that is now ready to receive the outer color, whatever that will be. And that's basically the main shape complete. So I've got my cat, I've got my tail, I've got everything ready to now start mixing for the different type of cat. So you've got a tabby cat that you can choose from. You've got a black, white, or grey cat you can choose from. You have got a ginger or torty cat that you can choose from. And I shall be going on to this one here. So for this, I will need mostly my fox rust brown. I might need a bit of this, don't know. It's not on the picture, so maybe I shouldn't use it. And some white. So these two colors should actually do a whole tabby cat in ginger. And to mix wool, just to remind everybody, you tease off a little bit of the wool that you want to mix with another bit of wool, and what I'm aiming for is a lighter color of that ginger color. So you lay the colors on top of each other, mix them always in the same direction. Continue doing this, continue doing this, continue doing this, and I'm going to give my ginger cat also ginger ears. So I've got to, I'm just going to use the ginger as it is. But from now on, you will be coloring in your cat. You can actually, you start with a tail because you can make a nice stripy tail. So I've mixed this rather well, so I'm going to keep that to one side. But for the tail, what I'm going to do is use a bit more of the ginger, a bit less of the white. And if you don't mix it too well, just do a few of these pulls, then you get more of a stripy effect, and that you can use that really well on the tail and demonstrate it really well. Use smaller batches, so when you start wrapping the tail, you would naturally get white stripes, darker stripes. So you're literally wrapping the tail exactly the same way as you did the pipe cleaner. And you can see that because I haven't mixed it all that well, you get these stripy effects, but with using the wool in a not so well mixed state. Actually, you want to put a bit more on here because the tail seems a bit weak there. So go over it a few times if you have to, or just once, whichever way. You can, of course, just painstakingly add stripes, and then when you're at the end, maybe just give it a couple of stabs all around. Sometimes they have more of a whiter tail end, maybe even a black one. Don't know where your ginger has come from. So that one looks a bit white at the end, and then you can attach it to the cat. So that's where it will go eventually. The order of events, however, according to my instructions, is exactly that, where you attach the tail. Now I'm not going to attach the tail, so I can't move it against the body because I need to colour lots more of the cat in, but I'm just getting the tail stabbed in there, and then I'm using that part to start colouring in my cat. So I'm starting at that area. So mix more wool to cover the back of the cat now. So I've got my ready mix here. Because you're doing a ginger cat, it's probably quite nice to have a bit sort of stripy wool. And I'm going just how you expect the fur to run, so like that from side to side. Apply that. Now because you've got quite a light color underneath, you can even use some of that and let it shine through for the more creamier wool that you might find in a ginger cat, or not wool, but it's going to be cat fur. And you're just basically coloring in your cat with thin layers of wool. You're not adding bulk, you're literally just coloring in your cat. And you can notice that I'm also stubbing in the same direction as I imagine the stripes are running. If you're making a tortoiseshell cat and you've got patches, then instead of the stripy fashion, you just felt down the patches. So it's quite easy. If you've got a black cat, you just cover it all in black. Maybe it's got a bit of a white detail. If you've got a grey cat, same. The tails of most cats are stripy, except for the black cat. So what I've done with this one, I've just left a bit of white and I've just covered the tail in black, and then got a bit of white patch here, depending on what features your cats have got. Sometimes you can get entirely black cats, so that's of course also possible. And then once you've done the back of the cat, then you work your way towards the front. In exactly the same way, you take a bit of the wool, mix it to your liking, and then felt it down. So I'm going from the side so that I've got this part here covered across the front. We're not touching the face just yet. I'm keeping that quite unmixed. Felt it down. Like that. You can colour in the little paws as well. Maybe they've got very ginger paws. Maybe they have got white paws. That is entirely up to you now. I'm just putting them as ginger here. And maybe one ginger and one white. Anything's possible with cats. Such a random colour at times that you can't really plan it in that way, but you know what your cat looks like, and if you want to copy it, then that's the way to do it. Just look at your cat and copy as much as you can. If it's got a particular patch somewhere or particular colour splash, then definitely put that in there, because that's good enough to make a portrait of your cat. As you can tell, the cat's very stylized, so it's not as if we can do very much about. I mean, you could give it really big ears if your cat has got big ears, but other than that, there's very little detail that you're really just picking one or two particular marks that would mark out your cat, and that makes it recognizable as yours. And try and keep it, if you're making a cat that has got symmetrical markings, try and keep them symmetrical as well. That definitely helps. Sometimes ginger cats have got a bit of a white tummy as well, so I'm going to put a white tummy in there. Very wispy white tummy. Yeah. Felt that down. The fibers can run into each other, or if there's a very strict contained mark, then obviously keep it very much like that too. I'm going to cover that bit up here. Forgot that. And what you can do here at the front, you can stab very distinctly into the middle to indicate the middle of the legs, so between the two legs here at the front. And then you can do the same here on the side, where the leg comes up on the side, and you can do that on that side as well. So this is just to add an indentation into the cat to sort of put the features of the legs in there. It's a bit wonky. That's better. So I have actually now, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see that. Made two legs here by just sculpting into the wool. And then you've got to decide to colour in the face of the cat. Now, you will have to put the nose in there. Not every cat has got a pink nose, but there is pink in this box as well. There. So if you, sometimes cats have got a grey nose or a slightly smudged nose. Obviously you decide what the nose of your cat is, but mainly speaking, you've got to make a mark on there, and then sort of going a bit like a triangle. Looks a bit like a tiger, this one here. Okay. Completely unintentional, of course. And wherever you stab the needle, the reduction will take place. So make sure that if you're stabbing somewhere and it shrinks it down, and you do this on one side and you have to do this on the other side. I really think I've made my little nozzle, what's the word? Muzzle, a bit big. So I'm trying to shrink it down a bit. Not very successfully, but I'm trying. And so I've got a nose here, and now I'm trying, can color that in a bit with white. So I'm going to keep the mouth white, but make it white rather than cream, as the core wool is quite cream. So you're coloring in your cat basically to your liking. So there are in the kit, there are instructions of how we help you how to mix the wool and how to color it in. But generally speaking, you're basically designing your own cat. That's the idea of this kit, is craft your cat, craft your own cat. Giving you the options of those 5 designs that we have here. Right, and now I've got to decide about the facial features, but I've decided that the ears are going to be ginger, so I'm going to make them ginger now. Fed the color down. Haven't done the back of the head yet either. It works quite well to allow a bit of that color underneath to come through, so I'm sticking with that. And because I'm making a symmetrical cat face, or pattern on the head, I have to it's easier to do one side and then go straight onto the other side and do it there too. I should also, talking about cats, that's just reminded me, we've got Joan Prowse. We've got another date in the diary for Joan Prowse to make another wild cat, and that is a leopard. It's a fantastic leopard. If you haven't seen our Everyone a Maker's Everyone a Maker Facebook group, it's a private group, and you want to join, just answer 3 questions quickly. It's definitely worth bothering to answer them, because we don't let everybody in who doesn't answer, and then you can see a picture of that amazing leopard, realistic leopard. Of course, we will be advertising that, getting closer to the time, and it's in March. It's the first weekend in March. It's going to be a 3-day workshop. We haven't decided on the format yet, so it could be a Zoom, it could be a Zoom and a face-to-face. It could be again in our workshop, or it could be in Joan's house. All I know is that we are organizing it and that we are providing the materials, and she's already made a leopard with our materials, so we know they work. But yes, that is basically what's coming up. We haven't, like I said, we haven't decided very much on it yet. But if you are interested, just drop us a line that says in the subject header Joan Prowse, or just leopard. Just leopard will do. We know what you're on about, and then we can add you to our mailing list. And I've just been reminded that I need to go and show the star fairy, so I'm going to get up and get that in a minute. But before I do that, I just want to finish the face of this cat, because I'm so very nearly done with this. I'm going to just literally put the other side down. Now, if you want to add a little bit of a feature into the cat's face, because maybe your cat has got I don't know, a black line around the eyes or whatever, then you can do that. Maybe you need to tone it down a bit. It's quite a strong black. But in any case, you can just add almost like an eyeliner around the eye. Keep it really simple, because my eye now has become the color of the cat. So I'm just going to add that in there. and then add one over the top as well. Okay, sorry, I'm making you wait now to see the star fairy. See her on Monday. So this is optional. It's entirely up to you if you want to add something like that into your cat's face. And I've obviously colored in that top part of the face now. Still got to do the back of the head, but I'm going to go quickly and get the star fairy as well to show you my cat, as far as I got, so that you might not like it with that. So if you prefer it just plain, then leave it plain, But you can put little marks around the eyes. But I haven't really done it on most of them, so that is an option. Right, whilst I'm getting the star fairy, I'm just going to remind you about our winter retreat. It is in January if you are interested, but you will only come if you get a single room. Send us a message. We are currently collecting messages of people who are interested, but who will only come if there's a single room available, because we're looking at options of getting like an Airbnb or similar in the village, which would be less than a mile drive away. So if that is the case, you could share a house with other people, but you would have your own room only during the very, very few hours that you're actually not spending time with us. Right, this is the star fairy. She's going to be out in October, so in a few days' time, she will be the fairy to make in the October subscription box for the fairies. She's she's different again. All the fairies are different. She's a bit disheveled. Her wings need straightening out a bit, but she's got beautiful, soft yellow body. She's hanging off a star, and you even get little stars. Oh, there's one falling off. I must have fallen. You get 3 little stars to hang from the star as well. And she's got lovely, soft, lush plant fibers in there as well. And yeah, that's basically the star fairy for the sub box in October. I'm gonna stop here with the cat, because I think you've seen all that you need to see. Remember, you can get your craft your own cat kit from us. Makes 2 cats, and you can choose between 5 designs. Have I forgotten anything? The next live stream, I've shown you what that is. That's coming up. I did do that, didn't I? Yes, I did. And I showed you the next sub boxes that are coming up as well. Oh yes, no, I've shown you, I've done all of that. Next live streams, yes. Yeah, I think I've done everything. I've done the Zoom. That's it. I think I'm done. Okay, right, I'm done. So give us the thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Just have a quick look at the chat here. Let's see what you're all doing. Yes, I think it's time to say goodbye. So some of you I will see again on Thursday at 7 p.m. Remember to tune in, and remember Facebook, we have a different system now where you can actually give us stars, and that is your way of saying thank you to us. Totally voluntary, totally down to you. You know that we do all of this, not asking for anything in return. But if you feel that you want to acknowledge what we do for you, then this is the way to do it. With here on YouTube now, but also on Facebook. We are a small business. We appreciate every support, and of course we will keep doing what we're doing best, which is needle felting, doll making, telling you about it all, and sharing everything that we know. So take care, everybody. I will see you maybe in Shepton Mallet at the end of this week. Well, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday perhaps, but if not, maybe the week after at the Knitting and Stitching show at Ali Pali, and if not, then maybe the week after in Glasgow, where we will be at another show. So take care, everybody. Sending lots of love. See you soon. Bye.